village. Just checked out a reception, and we're walking down to the Gordon River Cruises. That guy's waving. Local. There's the bakery. Got really nice pies. Got someone sneaking up on me. Here he is, a local carrying a stick. Off he goes. Good boy. There's Ange, checking out the ship.
Spirit of the wild, here she is. And the rain has stopped and I'm so happy, and I hope it doesn't rain anymore because we are going to have a fantastic cruise with a lot of food.
People I think that's all we do, just eat.
Well, yeah, that's what I said to the lady in there. I said we won't be able to fit in our seats by the time we go home.
Everywhere we go there's food, but that's good. At least people know they won't starve.
I'm going to miss this little town, I loved it.
It is a beautiful little place.
You also have the other option as well. It's a nice boat as well.
Yeah, you got this cat.
Cheaper.
Yeah, you got this cat as well, yeah. Harbour Master 2.
It's a little bit bigger too, isn't it?
It is bigger, yeah.
It's cheaper, probably why it's cheaper, because it
fits more people.
More people in it, but pretty much the same setup. Buffet food everywhere, stops here, stops there, and a beautiful day.
It does, it's called, just showing people, it's called the Harbour Master 2. Local family owned and operated. There's a little Tasmanian tiger up in the corner there, it's called it's called World Heritage Cruises. So that's another nice cat that you can go on.
Nice.
Yes.
Guys, how are we doing?
Good, how are you?
Wonderful. Can I just come in around here? Yeah. No, thanks.
So report to the Spirit of the Wild. This is the captain's area. There's the captain. Driving this beautiful vessel. There's all these instruments there. A bit windy outside, but it's nice up here. Nice air conditioning, nice lovely chair. I have no idea what these instruments are. Maybe the captain can tell us.
Oh, these instruments are everything to do with the boat. You were saying it's a bit windy. There's the apparent wind speed, 42 knots.
Okay.
So we're travelling at 24 knots right now. There's the boat speed. This is a map of the area. That's us. The different colours indicate different depths, so that's how we make sure we stay on track. There's a second one of those, just in case this one fails at the wrong moment. Over here we've got a radar, which is, you would have seen the spinny thing on the roof of the boat, sending out an electronic pulse, listening for an echo. Anything above the surface paints orange, so you imagine that's us in the middle. Right. The line is our heading straight ahead, and anything orange is anything above the surface.
Wow.
Depth of the water is the little screen in the corner there. That's 33 metres at the moment. These are the controls. We have electric and diesel engines, port and starboard. It's a catamaran. This is the autopilot which I'm using to steer at the moment. It's using a little electronic compass to tell us what we're actually doing. Well, and you use the knob to tell it what it wants to do, but it will hold the boat in a straight course until you change it.
Awesome.
I've got a mouse to control the dashboard, which is monitoring the engines down there, oil pressure, oil temperature, fuel pressure, exhaust manifold temperature, and many, many more things. Radio just in case of emergencies. Right. Windscreen wiper for when it rains, like right now, so I can continue to see where we're going. And this is the button that we press for coffee. Good morning. Can I have a 4-minute valve, please? Thank you. It's also the phone to call the crew to let them know that it's time and we're in the right place for different things that are going on around the boat. That's good. Awesome. Over on the other side, you've got video cameras we can monitor around the boat. This beautiful machine here, instead of a big wall of switches for lights and pumps and fuel gauges and water gauges and all that, it's all contained in one touch screen. So you can see all of the different switches are available throughout the boat. Everything's monitored fuel levels, water levels, wash tank. We've got a window washing system and various controls around the boat depending on which area of the boat you're controlling at the moment. And lastly, well, I mean, there's the fire panel that indicates if there was to be a fire or such, and this one controls our generators or the electrical side of the boat. There's two little John Deere engines down there powering Kohler gensets. They hum away during the day. We can use one or both depending on which mode of propulsion we're using, both electric and diesel at the moment. If we slow down on the river, we can actually turn off one of those generators and save the main engines and the second generator and a lot of fuel as well.
John Deere goods a lot of things, don't they?
Well, it's a good motor, you know. There's nothing fancy about it. It's fuel efficient. They've been quite reliable. They do their job very, very well. They don't leak oil, which is more than I can say for a few other brands. But yeah, we're quite happy with it. And you know, when you go to buy spare parts, you can literally buy them on eBay.
That's all right.
Yeah,
it's very good. So diesel electric, that's like the old train engine.
Yeah, that side of it is. The way it's put together in combination with the main diesel engines as well. So the electrics are very small and only capable if you power up both generators, turn it all flat out. They're only capable of about 10 knots.
Okay, so we need the diesel for power.
Yeah, the diesel gives us our speed for the journey around the harbour. When we slow down, so we're on the river for 2 hours, an hour upstream, an hour and 10 upstream and 50 minutes downstream. And we're only allowed to do no wash, so very, very slow speed to make sure there's no waves coming out the back of the boat. And that means we don't need these giant diesel engines rattling away, throwing unused fuel out because they're very inefficient at low speed.
Right.
Turn them off and just use one generator or two, and they're set to run at their peak efficiency. They're only small engines, 2 little 6 cylinders. So it saves a lot of, about 20 litres an hour compared to the old boat at the same speed, and it was 33 tonnes lighter than this boat.
Wow. So that little joystick there on your...
it's a manual rudder control, so that indicator up there tells you what the rudders are doing to steer the boat.
Right.
S for starboard, P for port. At the moment we're turning slowly round to starboard, so S 3 degrees. This is a manual control. So there's actually 2 hydraulic systems controlling the steering. We've got system A, which I've got connected to the electrics and the automatics, and system B, which is simultaneously you can actually take over. This one moves the rudder at high speed for low speed boat movements.
Okay.
This one moves the rudder slowly and gently when the boat's going fast.
Okay.
Makes everything nice and smooth, and if one does fail, you can switch immediately to the other and not run into things.
And it's nice and smooth. So no more ship's wheel.
Well, look, this module is very versatile. You can actually buy, there's a mode that you can treat that like a steering wheel, and you can actually buy a unit that plugs in. A number of them if you have different deck levels that you want to drive from, and that's a little hub for an actual steering. You can build your own steering wheel. Have a real steering wheel if you want it. But the way the system's set up,
Don't need it,
hydraulic, you don't need it. They do end up being a very expensive footrest.
Oh, it looks pretty, big steering wheel.
We go a lot slower up here than down there, aren't we?
And it seems, doesn't it?
It's the way it feels, doesn't it?
Very nice.
I wish I could age a bit slower up here, that'd be nice.
Oh no, let's get to that with almost rapid time.
Anyhow, well, thank our captain for his explanation.
You're most welcome. It's a very beautiful boat, and it was built by the RACT here in Tasmania, and now owned by the NRMA. We're very proud of the boat. It's built specifically for this tour and custom made in every dimension. And it's been doing very, very well. It's been very popular, so we're glad you like it.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoy it.
I've got a YouTube channel.
We are now travelling along Kelly's Channel, and the only way out of the Macquarie Harbour is through Hell's Gates, which you can see coming up ahead of us.
I must confess that I pitied the convicts as they sailed into this harbour to their incarceration. You see, I witnessed their plight firsthand. In December 1821, as captain of the Sophia, I transported convicts to the new penal station in Macquarie Harbour. And in 1825, I personally helped to set up the secondary penal station on Maria Island. But I have to declare, although each crime deserves a just punishment, it was damned hard to witness the suffering of these men and women and remain unmoved.
Hold tight, you fools! The Crown has paid a lot of money to get your worthless eyes to this hellhole in one piece. We wouldn't want to lose any of you overboard so close to port now, would we? There's but one way in and no way out for any of you rogues. And the Crown has plenty of work for your idle and crooked hands once we arrive at the island.
James Scott, Northampton Town, England. Convicted man. Damnation. Debarge judgment, transportation, and banishment to Sarah Island were not enough for one man to bear. Dangerous seas, thick jungles, high mountains surround us at every turn. And Hell's Gates, the only way in or out by boat. Men call it the doorway to hell. Surely we perish in this treacherous, narrow channel of water. And if not, what hope is there of escape? God have mercy on us.
When I received news of the unfolding tragedy, the night was full with the roar of the breakwater and the cries of the passengers. I in fact did not know that my wife and child were on board until I actually heard them calling. I heard my wife. "Jack," she cried, "save me!" But I could not leave my post. If only they had have stayed on board the ship. But they were swept out beyond the breakwater.
For over 38,000 years, and the timber, remarkably, was still usable, and this is due to the presence of the oil found in the timber. The Huon pine is known as the world's best road ribbon timber, as it is easily workable, has great nail hold capabilities, and everything out of it will not rot in the water. In the early days, the convicts and pines were cutting down all of the tallest and straightest trees. The top pine. The maritime pine grows to a height of around 30 metres and is almost always perfectly tall and straight. And that's why it was favoured for Mars.
This is the Franklin Water Wild Rivers National Park Heritage Landing World Heritage Area. You start? Free for all?
It's great that it stopped raining.
it is. Looks like a chair. How do you get up it?
Through sunblock.
On board.
You're right. No, they were a pretty good team.
They're showing buddies once.
I said that.
They have one of the most beautiful ships ever.